Third Stepdad here. I've decided to make a little video on the fact that the governor of Iowa has lifted the restrictions and the fact that a lot of news organizations are calling it ill-advised. Yeah, she removed the restrictions, but she's also making sure people know that she would like them to continue wearing masks. And she did it based off the fact that the the virus has actually the amount of people who were getting it has gone down, and it's been kind of interesting to see some of the news organizations show up on their what they state. And I have an issue with Des Moines Register, and I'm gonna actually pull it up. Well, this is the Washington Post. Yeah, two cities are keeping them. That's right of the city. But as you go down, I don't know why that's up. All right. She lifted it, and you've got two cities. Yeah, I'm saying, oh, they're keeping their in place. The mayor. So it's confusing. Well, we're getting the vaccine, and the numbers are going down. Oh, but the mayor's complaining. The Des Moines mayor is going off about it. Iowa City. It's saying it's not impacted, and they're continuing. Des Moines Register. I mean, it's limited mask mandate that was. It's been on since November, since the numbers are starting going up, and they're finally now going down. It's, she's trying, in my opinion, when it comes to these lockdowns and measures, you can't really use a one size fits all stance. But she did this to make sure these businesses had the ability to conduct their businesses. And she also, when she brought this up, she has not been just going saying, "Hey, do whatever you want." She encourages, as I hear, encourages business and organizations to take reasonable public health measures consistent with the guidance from the Iowa Department of Public Health. And it said that, and and same here, continue here. The proclamation also urges business remain open and with in-person operations to take reasonable measures and under the circumstances of each establishment to ensure the health of employees, patrons, and members of the public. So technically, if these businesses don't do something and an individual shows up with it, those businesses could be held responsible for it. And right here, the restriction follows a drop in the number of coronavirus cases and hospitalizations in the state. But yes, the mutated version has shown up. And continue the public to use the mask because of this. And visitors follow advice of the medical experts. Yes, they encourage you, but technically, there's no way they can enforce it. That's the thing. Kind of short. And I'm going to put it, most of these Democrats are trying to make it. It feels that to me like these individuals are trying to scare people into doing what they want them to do. Yeah, against Biden, yes. I mean, don't get me wrong. I will wear a mask in public places. Technically, it's supposed to be on the individual to wear the mask. If they feel like there's going to be an issue. I mean, I'll be honest. I have not even got the vaccine myself. I have actually been letting those who need it get it because I actually have a healthy immune system. So when I usually get the flu, if I even get it, it would only be like a day, and then it'd be over. I have a healthy immune system, so I'm waiting for those that need it to get it before I even go get it. And see, that's me taking care of those that need it, leaving that dose for someone who needs it rather than me getting it. And because I have a healthy immune system, and my wife does not have a healthy immune system. She has Graves' disease, which means her immune system has been compromised, and she needs that vaccine. Now I'm gonna pull up the some of the things that have shown up on the Des Moines Register from their own site and show you that they are technically attacking and making us fear our governor, in my opinion. Like, Iowa does not have a strong leader. Yet, acting like they know what to do. Which, I don't even, I gotta figure out what this Alta means, but you can't, you gotta trust them to do the right thing. Well, you can't force them to do the right thing. What you think is right. Because everyone has their own sets of values. You can't make someone do what you want. And this and is imagine encouraging people of color to stay home. There they just brought in race into this whole thing. This is what irritates me when it comes to news organizations. When they decide to bring in race to something that race is not supposed to, that it's not involved. These, this is cities. See, this whole thing. Can you imagine a proclamation that makes other minority groups more likely to contract or experience serious consequences from COVID to stay home while the rest of us go out and have a good time? This individual is one of those people that wants to bring race into things that don't need to be. And if they're gonna make things like this, they should not be in news. They need to be unbiased. And Canadians is not right to give up mask rules. They got what they wanted, and now that they got it, they want to, and it's been removed. Now they want to complain about it being removed because there was a downward trend, and we've got the vaccine. And they got someone say, "Why can't I sign up for a vaccine?" Yeah, there is an issue with people getting a vaccine. And you got these individuals that don't want to leave their house to actually even get it. We should have stuck with what was working. Well, let's me put it this way. Back before the even mandate was put out, here in Iowa, we didn't have as high as numbers as some of these other places that even had the mask mandates. But when it came here, and when they started opening up colleges and which invited all these other people from other states, that caused a lot more issues. That's where this whole thing started, the whole number started to increase, is when it came time to open up colleges. How many people admit that? It's hard to say. And to be honest, I actually work for a company that works for that is part of the hospitals here, and all they have to do is, if since they're saying, oh, we can't, no internet skills, contact your medical provider and talk with them. That's all you have to do is contact your medical provider, and you can talk to them about setting it up. This individual probably just wouldn't think of it. Just wanted to make it to where it's fear. In common sense would say, if you do not know how to work an internet, right, you could call the hospital and they would be able to inform you on what to do. We should have to the wrong move at the wrong time. Seeing more fear mongering. Do they actually ask the average citizen what they think? Because I don't trust. In my opinion, see, they've all got negative here. Have they asked the business owner what they think about this? See, and this is the kind of problem we have when you have a news organization take one side of the argument and not take both sides. I understand people's on one mask, but is it worth killing the economy because you're afraid of this virus? Oh, and then we got the whole teachers things. I have not really heard much complaints about my kids going to school from their teachers. I've heard more complaints about from the kids about staying home and learning. Actually, I shouldn't say that. One of my children is okay with learning from home. My other one wants the classroom. And the problem with that is, well, the problem with one or the other is you have some kids that learn better by doing the stuff and actually having someone there to help them, and you have kids that can do the online. So I understand if you do a mixture where you have fewer kids in the classroom to help alleviate some of so you can get that kind of social distancing. But complete all out online is not gonna work. Take advantage. Oh, let's look at this. That's kind of interesting in my opinion. A offensive bill that targets dissenters and protects police. I got that. Associated with the Black Liberation Movement protest in Des Moines last summer. Spent a dismissal came last month and more are sure about. tribunals have promised a law to end police racial profiling to appease protesters frustrated. So yeah, she took a step there, and yet this was how long ago was this? Actually, 2 days ago. So yeah, she's trying to help fight that, but yeah, to stop all that aggressive auto discrimination. Oh, she said she did it. The Back to Blue Senate say bill by race. So not this so-called disparate treatment, though not specifically by race, which is just it goes to great lengths to protect police against bias-motivated crimes by creating new felony offenses for harassing, intentionally hurting or killing officers, or damaging or destroying their property. And I agree with that bill because you've got people who don't care about anyone but themselves, and they're going to destroy police property, public property, officers hurt them because people are going after him, and they need to stop. If but she's also lumped in with them the as a potential bias victims are human services and revenue department employees, firefighters, and a few select other groups. See, and this is what I hate about news agencies that have a bias. If you're gonna have a bias, you shouldn't be reporting. Yes, some officers are bad, and I know I've said that some officers are bad, and there are more good than bad. And if you're trying to lump in the good with the bad, you're just gonna be showing the world your ignorance. Because I'm gonna say it this way: there's good protesters and there are bad protesters. And actually, those bad protesters are called rioters. If you riot and damage property or hurt someone, you're not a protester. You're not a victim. You are a criminal. And I'll need to be done here. And I will call this good for the day. It's just something that irritated me, and someone's playing with the backdrop there. I will see you next time.